Professor Haru, I just finished reading this fascinating report about Japan's school lunch industry, and I have so many questions.
Sakura. Always curious about something new. School lunches. That's quite an interesting topic you've stumbled upon. Please, sit down. What caught your attention?
Well, I never really thought about school lunches as an industry before, but apparently it's worth nearly 5 trillion yen in Japan. That's huge.
Indeed it is. You see, Sakura, school lunch, or kyushoku as we call it, is far more than just feeding children. It's a fundamental part of Japan's social infrastructure, touching education, labor welfare, and even the lives of elderly people in care facilities.
Elderly people? I thought we were talking about school lunches.
That's the beauty of it. The food service industry in Japan encompasses school cafeterias, corporate dining halls, and facilities for the elderly. They're all interconnected. But let's start with schools, since that's where your curiosity began.
Okay, so I read about this company called Toyo Foods. They've been operating for 58 years without a single case of food poisoning. 0. How is that even possible?
Remarkable, isn't it? Toyo Foods serves 1.45 million meals daily to about 4,000 schools across Japan. Their secret? They refuse to participate in the race to the bottom.
Race to the bottom? What do you mean?
Picture this. When local governments contract food services, some use a price bidding system where the lowest bidder wins. Contractors who win with rock-bottom prices often have to cut corners, reducing staff, compromising on ingredients, rushing preparation. This can lead to lower quality meals, or even accidents.
Oh, that's terrible. So how does Toyo Foods avoid that?
They focus on quality over price. They have a dedicated hygiene department with about 35 former health inspectors who monitor all their kitchen sites. But here's what I find most inspiring. They conduct over 500 food education activities annually.
Food education? Like teaching kids about nutrition?
That and more. Parent-child cooking classes, farm harvest experiences, decorative vegetable carving workshops. They teach children not just to eat, but to make, know, and eat. It's about building a healthy relationship with food from a young age.
That's beautiful. But wait, I saw something disturbing in the report. Something about a school in Fukuoka serving just one piece of fried chicken as the main dish?
Yes. That incident spread across social media and sparked nationwide debate. It revealed the structural problems in Japan's school lunch system, rising food costs, budget constraints from local governments, and the pressure to keep parent fees low.
How much do parents typically pay?
In Nagoya, for example, it's 4,400 yen per month. That was raised by 600 yen in 2020, and there's tremendous pressure to avoid further increases despite inflation.
So, how do they manage? Are they using technology or something?
Excellent intuition, Sakura. That brings us to one of the most exciting developments. Nagoya City is developing an AI-powered menu planning system.
AI for school lunches? Really?
Think about it this way. Nutrition teachers create menus 4 months in advance. If vegetable prices suddenly spike due to bad weather, they have to revise everything and adjust budgets. It's exhausting work.
I can imagine. So, what does the AI do?
The system analyzes historical purchasing data, wholesale market prices, and weather patterns to predict prices for about 20 food items. It can warn teachers when prices are likely to rise, and even use generative AI to automatically distribute alternative menu options across different school districts.
That's incredible. Is it working?
They estimate it will reduce workload by 13%. The pilot started in December, with full implementation planned for 2027. It's a perfect example of how technology can solve very human problems. In this case, reducing stress on teachers while keeping meal quality high and costs manageable.
Professor, I'm curious about something else. The report mentioned companies expanding into the school lunch business. Why would companies like Oishix be interested in this?
Good question. Oishik La Daichi, known for their organic food delivery service, has entered the institutional food market with a fascinating B2B subscription model. They acquired Shidax and are targeting 100 billion yen in revenue by 2030, aiming for about 2% of the total market share.
But why move from delivering food boxes to homes to serving cafeterias?
Several reasons. First, the market is fragmented. The top 10 companies control less than 20% of the nearly 5 trillion yen market. There's room for innovation. Second, labor shortages and rising food costs create demand for efficient solutions. Oishix uses meal kits, combining frozen and chilled items to reduce on-site cooking burden while maintaining nutritional quality.
That makes sense. But you mentioned labor shortages. Isn't that a problem everywhere in Japan now?
Indeed. And interestingly, that's driving another trend, the revival of corporate cafeterias. During COVID-19, many companies closed their employee dining halls, but now they're coming back.
Why? I thought everyone was working from home now.
Companies are encouraging return to office, and cafeterias serve multiple purposes. Persol Holdings, for example, reopened their cafeteria after 5 years specifically as a place for employees to connect and interact.
Is it really that important? Can't people just eat lunch at their desks?
Here's a striking statistic. A 2024 survey found that over 40% of employees in their 20s feel lonely at work. For those in their first 5 years, it's nearly half. The research shows that sharing meals and activities with others reduces this loneliness.
Oh, wow. I never thought about it that way. So cafeterias aren't just about food. They're about connection.
Precisely. And there's an economic angle, too. With inflation, the average office worker's lunch budget has risen to 1,250 yen. That's a 5-year high. But company cafeteria meals average just 546 yen. The cost advantage is significant.
That's less than half the price. No wonder companies are bringing them back.
Some companies are even transforming their cafeterias into event spaces. Recruit, for instance, hosts DJ club events that attract 300 people, employees and business partners alike. It's creating what they call a third place between home and workspace.
That's so cool. Professor, there's one more thing I wanted to ask about. The report had data on Generation Alpha, kids born after 2010. What's happening with their eating habits?
An excellent question for the future. A survey of middle school students found that 72.7% eat school lunch on weekdays. But here's what's fascinating. Even though younger generations are supposedly obsessed with efficiency and time performance, when it comes to meals, they still prioritize enjoyment and family communication over speed.
Really? I would have thought they'd want everything fast.
The survey found almost no meal skipping and regular 3 meals a day patterns. It suggests that school lunch and family dining culture are successfully instilling healthy food attitudes, even in the digital age.
That's reassuring. Oh, but I noticed something else. The report mentioned that 80% of workers at Toyo Foods are women, and over 60% of management positions are held by women. That's unusual for Japan, isn't it?
Very unusual. The industry average turnover rate is 27%, but Toyo Foods keeps it at 14% through mentorship programs, childcare support, and flexible career paths. Their executive managing director, Mizuho Ogikubo, came from a Wall Street background and brought risk management and human resources expertise to transform their workplace culture.
So better working conditions lead to better food quality?
Exactly. Ogikubo says, school lunch nurtures children's future. That's why everyone working in this field must have pride in their work. When employees feel valued, service quality naturally improves. It's a virtuous cycle.
This is all so interconnected. But, Professor, what about international expansion? Can Japanese school lunch systems work in other countries?
An astute question. Toyo Foods is exploring Indonesia, where the government recently introduced free school lunch programs. They're researching how to adapt the Japanese style of everyone eating the same meal together to improve childhood nutrition there.
And there's the Lawson example in the Philippines too, right?
Yes. Lawson partnered with a local NPO to create the Red Glasses Cafeteria, providing meals to about 100 malnourished children daily in economically disadvantaged areas. It's corporate social responsibility meeting real social needs.
It sounds like Japan's school lunch expertise could really make a difference globally.
Indeed. But remember, this isn't just about exporting a system. It's about adapting values, food safety, nutrition education, community building, to different cultural contexts.
Professor, one last thing. The report mentioned something about tax incentives for corporate cafeterias.
Ah, yes. The Ministry of Economy, Trade and Industry is pushing to expand tax exemptions for company cafeteria expenses in the 2026 tax reform. Currently, up to 3,500 yen per employee per month is tax-exempt for the company. They want to raise that limit to encourage more companies to invest in employee dining facilities.
So the government is actively supporting this?
Since 2014, the ministry has been promoting health management as a corporate strategy. Providing good cafeteria facilities is now seen as part of employee wellness and retention, especially important for recruiting young talent.
This is all fascinating, Professor. I came here thinking we'd just talk about school lunches, but this touches on technology, public health, labor markets, gender equality, international development. It's like a window into how Japanese society works.
That's the beauty of studying seemingly mundane topics deeply, Sakura. School lunch isn't just about food. It's about how we care for our children, support our workers, and build community. It reflects our values about equality, health, and sustainability.
I'll never look at my lunch the same way again.
Good. That awareness is the first step toward being a more conscious citizen. Now, shall we order some coffee and continue our discussion?
I'd love that, Professor.
You've been listening to Narrative Japan. Until next time, stay curious and keep listening for the whispers beneath Japan's economy.